Hi chefs, I'm Katie. Thanks for joining me on this cooking journey as we play some single-player Overcooked 2, The Undead Have Risen on the Nintendo Switch. I'll be taking you through each of the levels, showing you my tips, tricks, and strategies for breezing through 3 stars. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. Alright, now let's get cooking. Today's level is the first secret level, Kevin 1. To unlock this level, you must successfully deliver 2 meals in the order that they are given to you on the level 1-3. If you've been following my guides, you should have no trouble unlocking it. To get 3 stars, we'll need to score a total of 520 points. Also, brief interruption. I don't know if you noticed, but all of the secret levels have a little bone icon next to the flag on the map, and I realize that Kevin is a dog and dogs like bones, but you can't tell me that they didn't intentionally put a bone on all of the bonus levels. I mean, come on! Okay, I'm done ranting. Back to the level. Kevin 1 introduces a new recipe and tool to us, the steamer. We'll be making 2 meals with the steamer, the first being chopped fish, and the second being a mixture of chopped beef and flour. With the fish, we're able to put it immediately into the steamer after chopping. However, after chopping the beef, we must mix it with the flour in the purple mixers before pouring the concoction into the steamer. The kitchen is divided into 2 halves, which isolates our 2 chefs onto their own side. On the left, we have the sink for dirty dishes, the mixing bowls, and the beef. On the right, we have the delivery window, steamers, fish, and flour. Both sides have chopping stations, thank God. Naturally, we began with some fish orders to warm things up. These will be the simplest meals to make since they don't require any additional ingredients. I began by having each chef chop their respective proteins to prepare for future orders. I'm all about saving time, and that often requires throwing or dropping food on the ground. So rather than taking the protein all the way to the chopping station, I merely take a few fish or meat and toss them to the entrance of the little room. Sometimes I'll toss an ingredient or 2 over the middle counter just in case one of the chefs needs something that they can't access. One cool thing about the mixers is that you can put in an ingredient in and it will start mixing immediately. Then when you want to add another ingredient, in this case the flour, you're able to do so and it will have less total mix time. Like everything with Overcooked, if you leave something mixing for too long after it's done, equipment is likely to break down or start a fire. So if you're waiting on a second ingredient and the first one is finished mixing, don't leave the bowl on the stand. Just set it on the counter until you have a second ingredient and then put it back on the mixing stand. This level is a great one for practicing swapping chefs. Since you physically cannot complete this level with one chef, you can get used to multitasking and having each chef manage certain tasks. We only have 4 plates to work with, so it's important for Righty to transfer the dirty plates to the center counter so that Lefty can wash and return them. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is to be careful when putting ingredients into a mixing bowl. You're not limited to specific combinations of foods. For example, if you're in a rush, you might accidentally put 2 flours in a bowl with chopped meat. If this happens, you'll have to dump your bowl into the trash so you can start the process all the way over. However, you can combine an ingredient from one bowl with another, which can come in handy if you accidentally put ingredients in various bowls. Things can get a little hectic when you have steamers and mixers both beeping at you, so you're likely to have one chef standing around sometimes while you prevent fires. And that's totally fine. Sometimes chefs need a break too, you know? Finally, we have a nice break from the beef and flour combo with some simple fish meals. After scrambling around trying to wash all the dishes and keep a steady flow from mixer to steamer, it's much appreciated to be able to complete a meal all on the right side of the kitchen. Plus, it will give Lefty some time to reorganize and catch up. From my experience, these bonus levels are a bit more difficult than the previous standard levels, but still definitely achievable. Oh man, sometimes you're just gonna have some rough games and you won't be able to click on the one block you want to. Just know it happens to everyone and we can just blame the 30 frames per second frame rate. Just as you can pour ingredients from one bowl to another, you can also transfer food from plate to plate and between cookwares. This is a good way to shave off a few seconds here and there, as well as decreasing the amount of times you have to pick something up. If you're having a rough game like me and find yourself repeating the same action instead of the one you're intending, try to save yourself some accidental set-downs and pickups by just transferring the food from the item in your hand to the item on the burner or the mixer. As the timer hits 30 seconds, I should have taken note of which meals were presented and how many I could physically complete. Rather than trying to make another meat and flour meal, I should have focused on finishing 2 fish meals instead. They're simpler to complete, which would have been more efficient since we also needed to clean up all of the plates. Overall, not my best performance, but we're all going to have those days where our frame rates, button clicking, and precision just don't align. Regardless, we managed to deliver enough meals to snag the 3 stars. We successfully delivered 9 orders for 600 points, earned 125 tips, and failed to fail an order for a total of 725 points. If you found this useful, make sure to check out the rest of the series where I tackle all of the other levels. Until next time, bye!